Hello, welcome to Epiphany Lutheran Church in Richmond, Virginia. I'm Kevin Barger, the Director of Music Ministry, and this is our Music Minute, where we take a look at the hymns for use in worship tomorrow. Tomorrow is the second Sunday of Advent, and we will be starting with Fling Wide the Door. And this hymn was designed to capture the shout of holy mirth, and it was really intended to capture that the doors and the gates come flying open as we welcome the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. It was specifically actually written for the first Sunday of Advent, and then later Catherine Winkworth, you might remember that name, she was the great translator, she translated this hymn into a version entitled Lift Up Your Heads, Ye Mighty Gates, and that was specifically written for the fourth Sunday of Advent, and we are singing it on the second Sunday of Advent. So we've covered just about the entire season of Advent with it. The source of the tune is actually unknown, but it is a festive dance, and you can really just imagine those doors and gates flying open as we make that holy shout. Fling wide the door. So after we fling wide the door, then we're going to change gears and go off to the Jordan's banks. So on Jordan's banks, the Baptist Cry would be our hymn of the day. The hymn was originally written in Latin, and Charles Coffin was its author, and he wrote more than 100 hymns. He also was the rector of the University of Paris, so you can put that in your trivia knowledge bank for Jeopardy, maybe it'll come up. This tune was in manuscript form from a 15th century Latin Christmas hymn, and the hymn was an interpolation into an existing chant at the time. And Michael Praetorius was responsible for that tune, and he was the son of a Lutheran who was a colleague of Martin Luther. So you can put that in your Jeopardy bank as well. Maybe you'll need it someday. We're going to switch over to the piano for On Jordan's Banks, the Baptist Cry. And last but not least, for our sending hymn, we will go back to another dance. This is Prepare the Royal Highway. And this comes from the Isaiah passage, which talks about making the way straight for the King of Kings. The hymn is of Scandinavian descent, and it's this dance that just moves along and kind of makes you want to move. It's hard to stand still. So we don't know a whole lot about the hymn other than that. Came to us from Finland. And this is Prepare the Royal Highway in a little bit of a gospel jazz fashion. So even in a bold gospel fashion, you want to get up and dance and move. So thanks for joining us again tonight. And if you are joining us for in-person worship tomorrow, it's at 8:30 and 11. And if you are going online, that's available via our YouTube channel. It will be live streamed at 11 o'clock. Thanks again for joining. Have a great evening.